Hey, here we have the large knuckled or barreled, they're not barreled, the large knuckled pivot hinges made for Aaron. And what you'll see first is the T4 pivot. This is that manufacturing drawing for it. And here is the T4 pivot. This is top of the door jamb. You'll notice the T4 pivot has a set screw holding the stainless steel pin in it. And that pin connects the T4 pivot to, and here we're looking at these upside down. Let's flip around. Excuse me. Here we go. The T4 has a pin held in place with a set screw. That pin connects it to the D3 pivot, and here's that D3 pivot with those dimensions. You'll note space in the between them. Look at the extra length of the pin, and that's because of the D3 and B2 pivots. So let's go to the special D3 pivots for the bottom. And here's the D3 pivot that mounts on the door, and that's got a slot and some screw holes holding a special pin in. You'll see that special pin with a ramped point. And there are those two screws, and we'll show you how to take that all apart in just a minute so you can put it back together. That D3 connects to the B2. Now the B2 is pocketed to accept a Hillman nylon ramped bearing surface, and that's what makes this self-closing. So, and you'll see that bearing is that ramped nylon bearing surface is held in place with this screw and held in alignment with its own geometry in the pocket right here. So let's get to further jump on this, and to make this work, you take the set screw out here. That set screw is held in place with a that's an 832 set screw, and you take it out with a 5/64 Allen wrench, or Allen key, sometimes people call them. And there you go, that'll pull right out. So when you're getting ready to do your finishing, you would take this out all the way and set it to the side, and put these aside and do your finishing. Alright, so that's all ready. You've got this here, and you've taken that set screw the rest of the way out, put it safely in a bag aside, so you're ready to do your finishing. Alright, for the bottom of the door, you've got a couple of things to take out. So first we'll take out these two screws, and I'll show you those parts. Alright, so sorry about that. There we go. We've taken out those 632 flathead screws. They're Phillips flathead screws, and we've taken that bottom pin out with the point that cams, and you'll see that that's machined and set so that it fits into here. So you're going to want to take that apart. If you want, you can try and plate it to change its color, but I recommend not messing with it. If you really have an issue with the color, give it a quick douse of spray paint. Alright, so that goes back together with those two. Well, let's keep it a... So then we have the, what is that? The T4 member, and that has to be taken apart if you're going to do some finishing after the fact. We'll take this out. So let me show that. Alright, so here we are. I've taken out that bearing surface, and you'll note in the back here is a spacer block. That spacer block you do not want to lose. You shouldn't have to remove it from the bearing surface for any reason. So let me put that back in. Just like so. There it is. And that's held in place with a 632 panhead screw. So that goes right through the back here and holds it in this pocket. So you shouldn't have to force anything. It should all slide together and hold itself very well once the screws are tightened. Yeah, and you just want them finger tight. You know, 2 fingers turn on the screwdriver should be plenty. If you're cranking down on that, you're gonna damage one of the parts. They're not bearing; they're just holding everything together so nothing slips. Here are your broken down parts, and here are your parts that shouldn't need to be refinished, but if you wanted to change the color, you could spray paint them. And there you go.